What's up? What's up? This is the ChoppedByT podcast where we get real, raw, authentic conversations. I'm your host, T. And to the right of me, we got my cousin, my family, Fred. Tell me what's up, cuz.
What's good? What's up? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Fred. I'm here with my cousin T. So we're gonna give y'all some real, raw, real, authentic content today.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to start off. So right before you came, I had this is what this is inspired by. I want to tell you a story of how this came about. True events. So right before you came, I had took a nap. I was up all last night doing stuff for work, like 3 a.m. and I didn't get much sleep, so got up this morning and moved around, done everything I needed to do. So I took a nap right before you came because I was just too lethargic. And while I had a dream while I was asleep, and my dream was just about a constant flame. That's it.
Constant flame.
Just a flame, just flickering right there. And as soon as I woke up, the first thing popped in my head is focus. So I started writing. That's normally what I do when I have these types of dreams and stuff like that. That really don't make sense. I wake up and I write. Not even necessarily about the dream or what I seen, just I write.
What you feel at that moment.
Exactly. I done been late for shit hella times doing this. But this is what I came up with. It says, in the quiet where thoughts align, focus becomes a radiant flame. In the cold chaos of life, a warming guide draws dreams from near and far. With every heartbeat, distraction fades, and purpose is gently laid. In the stillness, power takes flight, turning shadows of doubt into the flame that turns darkness into light. Like an archer's aim, precise and true, it carves a path where visions grow. Through the storm it stands so bold, a treasure that's precious, like silver or gold. Allow yourself to be the flame where focus flows, and then you will be free. Right? And I wrote that. And immediately I thought about a quote that I was listening to on one of these motivational YouTube channels. It was from T.S. Eliot. And he says, those willing to risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. I want to say it again. Those willing to risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. And my first question to you is, how far are you willing to go to be the man that you desire to be?
I'm willing to go to wherever it takes, and especially now where I am and with my family, with my wife, with my son, I'm willing to go that extra mile because I know taking those risks will get us, where we want to be and where we need to be in life. And it's for me, it's no more, well, for us in general, it's no more just playing it safe, just going through the motion, the same thing each and every day. And, I heard a quote the other day as well. It was like, to paraphrase it a little bit, and it stated, to be in the uncomfortable, that's how you really achieve success. That's how you really find out who you are, to paraphrase it a little bit. And that's the biggest thing for me is getting uncomfortable. Our whole life, most of the times we're comfortable at what we do and places we go, the things we say, we're always comfortable. So, and what I've been learning, over these past years is to get uncomfortable, become confident, be bold. So that's, to kind of sum up the question, I'm willing to go, that extra mile, because I have big plans, for me, for my family, and even for just, helping others, just helping other people. And I know I can't do that to the magnitude that I want to, just being comfortable and not taking those risks.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
That's a solid question, though. I like that.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, though. Do you think that God exists in the chaos? I think God exists. Well, I want to ask you this, but I'm gonna give you my thought process on this as well.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the times that God exists mostly in the chaos.
Yeah.
Because for me, myself, in times of turmoil and like my most down moments, that's where I felt the closest to God, bro.
Yeah. No, and that's a solid point. And the reason that I say that, because if you look in the Bible, and most time when Jesus was going after people, it was people who was in turmoil. It was people who was, in sin and things like in that nature, So for you to feel that type of way, and even me, I really feel like my journey with pursuing God. Like after my incident, like after I got shot, you know, I was in my chaos, you know, I was in my depression, the PTSD, the fear, like all of that. And it's like once you, I like, for some people it's not even rock bottom, but for me I felt like it was rock bottom. Once you get there, you know, you have to turn to God. It's like, what other choice or what other option do I have? So I really, you know, he's omnipresent, he's everywhere at all times, but in those moments of chaos, I really do feel like he shows up, you know, for a lot of people to let him know that, hey, I'm here. You don't have to deal with this on your own. You don't have to go with this all alone. You know, here's my hand. Let me show you I'm the way, and things like that. So it's so many examples and so many metaphors, like in the Bible, like where those type of stories and those type of incidents happen. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, and a lot of people, well, the people watching may not know. I know, of course. We family. People that don't know, we've been family for all our lives. We've been knowing each other, like, you know how some people be like cousins, but they ain't really grow up together. Like, we actually grew up together type shit. And people don't know you got shot. Yeah. But not only did you get shot, though.
Absolutely.
Not only did you just get shot, you pretty much, in the moment of getting shot, your whole dream went down the toilet. And you said most people wouldn't consider that a down point. I feel like that's one of the most, that's a point where most people don't come back from.
Yeah.
Me personally. Even me, as strong as I like to think that I am.
Yeah.
And I'll let you tell the story after I finish, but like, you know, as strong as I like to think that I am, I don't feel like I would have came back. So it's bounced back as strong as you did from that. Man. But you could tell the story though of you know, your circumstances where you was at and how the event that happened and all of that.
Yeah, man. So it was rough. So back in 2014, August the 2nd, I was shot in my leg. And it was a week before my football camp, getting ready to come up. I was on football scholarship.
Collegiate, right?
Yeah, collegiate level. So, and it was a week before fall camp. And the crazy part about it is I got 3 signs to not go to the party. And I ignored all 3 of the signs. Like, I'm talking about vividly, 3 signs from 3 different people, like, to don't go. But being young and getting ready to go to college, I'm finna go to this party. So.
What was the 3 signs, if you don't mind me asking?
So the first sign was my father. He was saying the night before. So it's gonna be out of order, but the first sign was my father. He was just sitting on the couch and he was like, you know, I just got a bad feeling. I don't feel like you should go to this party. And just giving me advice even beforehand. He was like, I just don't think you should go to this party. I don't feel right about it. You know, me just being me, it's just a party. Nothing ain't gonna happen. One of my friends, he had a dream that I got shot at the same party in the exact same location that I got shot in.
Damn.
And we were sitting outside a week before because somebody else had another party at the same building. And he tells me, like, bro, I had a dream that you got shot, bro, in there. Like, it just came out, like, at the same party. At the party. So I'm thinking, like, man, see, at that point, you know, it's shaking me a little bit. And my friend girl at the time, who just so happened to be my wife now, you know, I'm over her house and, you know, we watching TV and she tells me the same exact thing my father did. You know, I just got a bad feeling about this party. Something don't feel right. I don't think you should go. So I said, same thing. I'm going to go. Nothing is going to happen. And man, I kid you not, you know, we get there and in there having fun, doing what we do, young people. And this is literally right before the party is getting ready to end. A fight breaks out in the party. One gunshot go off, people start running around everywhere. So, you know, I look up, it's time for me to head out too. I'm not kidding. The minute that I decided to get up not get up, I was already standing up, but the minute that I decided to get ready to walk out the door, another gunshot went off. And my whole right leg was tingling, like it felt like it was sleep. Like I'm talking times 10. And I instantly told myself, I just got shot. And I'm sitting there in disbelief. I just got shot. So I get up. Man, I tried to walk on it. I couldn't. I had to hop all the way into my car. And my cousin, man, he put me in the car and they shipped me to the emergency room in Bolivar. And then, you know, they found out it was more severe than what it was. And they got the ambulance and shipped me to the medical center in Memphis. I had to get 6 surgeries and I stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks. I had to get a rod and 6 screws in my leg. And the crazy thing about it is I still walk around with that bullet in my leg to this day.
Yeah, yeah. And to give
To
even
this
more
day.
context, you were, I mean, to me, I always tell you this, and I tell everybody this. You were one of my favorite football players in high school.
Yeah.
I got one of our actual cousins. He was, I was showing him my highlights one day. I'm showing him my highlights. I'm like, yeah, you see I made this tackle? He said, yeah, that's cool. Let me see for a drill though. I was like, that's some bullshit. All right. But you were, and I'm only saying that to like express like how good you was at football. I feel like personally, me that I've seen, you had the best vision out on the field. You were the most shiftiest person out of all of us that played. I feel like you had the best chance.
Yeah.
To go, you had a lot of intangibles, a lot of things that I couldn't have reached with just work ethic. Like I couldn't get as fast as you, no matter what I had done. I couldn't be as shifty as you. I couldn't be. I could have probably developed the vision on the field, but things that you had naturally, we didn't have. I feel like you had the best chance out of all of us to go and do something bigger with football.
Yeah, and man. And it was at a point also where we would start having scouts at our practice, scouts at our game. So even the last game before our season over, man, we got scouts at the game. So it's for me, it's looking like, man, my dreams of possibly going to the NFL is that much closer because I know I'm finna do what I'm doing. I'm finna do what I've been doing since I was 9, 10 years old. And I just knew I was good, man. And I always just work like, man, college, I worked hard as I ever did before, like ever. But
you had got bigger and everything,
bigger, stronger, faster, man. Which is what they supposed to do in college. But I'm telling you, man, I was that was my prime. That was my prime. And doing what I was doing on that collegiate level, I was gonna get a shot somewhere at a camp or something. Like I know that without a doubt.
Oh, I remember going to one of your games. I got the picture on my phone. I posted on IG. I remember I had just got a boot camp. I remember going to one of your games thinking to myself like, oh, cuz different now. Because I'm seeing you. I'm used to seeing you getting away from motherfuckers, but now I'm seeing you dropping your shoulder, smacking shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, cuz different now. Like, it's a different type of vibe now,
It's different competition, so it ain't even though high school, I'm faster than almost everybody. And in college, there was a couple guys almost the same speed as me, even though I still had the fastest 40 on everybody. But you still got some skilled guys out there, so that contact comes in place. But man, to go back to the just finding myself and hitting rock bottom, I tell people to the day, like that period after that, like those 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I was at a low point in my life battling depression, anxiety, PTSD, man. And just to be real, for a slight period, I didn't even have anywhere to stay. I was staying with you for a minute. So, and I felt like a bum because, I was just sleeping off your couch, having to get up and go to school and go to work and like can't play football anymore. So, like I was battling bad. Like I was going through a whole lot during that time period, and that's when things like started to change for me. To fast forward a little bit, you remember you asked me if you wanted to go to church with me. You was talking to the young lady, and I had been praying to God, like, man, you got to do something because I was even suicidal. A lot of people don't even know that.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, a lot of people. Like we always say, we'll never kill ourselves, and I just be the main one. But I'll tell everybody to this day, at that period, I was suicidal because I felt like I had no purpose in my life, and I was getting ready to start. I was starting over and didn't know what to do. All I ever known was football. So, but yeah, you invited me to that church. That changed my whole life, like to this day.
See, I didn't even know that. In my mind, you invited me to the church. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
No.
It was the girl I was dealing with at the time. She had asked us to come to the church. Yeah, damn. I didn't even realize that the incident pretty much just ruined your career.
Yes.
Like the incident that happened is like, you couldn't come back. And when you land in the bed in the moment, is there any hope? Like, man, maybe I can bounce back or come back.
Oh, yeah. Well, back then?
Yeah, when you got shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm talking, I was doing therapy for like 2 years. I'm trying every machine that they got, every brace. Man, I'm having to go back almost every other month. I'm getting a needle stuck in my leg about that long just to test my nerves. Like I went through a whole lot. Like I said, man, I had 6 surgeries and stayed in the hospital 2 weeks, cuz.
Yeah.
A total of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the hope.
Yeah, yeah.
I had the hope, all the hope in the world.
I can remember because it's crazy how like a person's perception is their reality at the time. I can remember thinking at the time like, cuz gonna shake back, just that being naive.
Yeah.
You know, thinking like, he gonna shake back, shit, he gonna come back and he gonna start playing. I can remember asking you like, what's going on with this? What's going on with this? Is you gonna come back? And I'm probably not even thinking about it because I'm there pretty much every day at this point. Just not even thinking about it. I'm probably making it worse, like constantly like asking you these questions. I know you was getting it from everybody.
Oh
probably.
yeah, absolutely. And I will always be so optimistic. I'm trying this, I'm getting better. But then I go home, man, and can't lift my foot up and legs swollen and man, scar tissue looking deformed. I'm just sitting there like, I ain't never playing football again.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I said, I was optimistic and I had the hope, but some stuff you just gotta face.
Yeah.
You know, some stuff you have to accept the reality. After doing all what you feel like you need to do, you have to accept the reality. So
what was the changing point? What was the point where you decided like, all right, this ain't gonna work, I got another purpose?
What was the changing point? Let me see. So honestly, just after I, finally figured out that, well, maybe football isn't for me anymore, maybe I just needed to start to look elsewhere doing other things. And that's when I really, just started writing as I wrote my first book. So I just started journaling, and back then just posting videos that's what embarked the whole journey of me trying to help other people and be inspiring, man. Because if anybody's going through what I'm going through, feeling how I'm feeling, even worse, or maybe even just a little better, man, I want to give them some hope, some inspiration to let them know that they can overcome and they can put. You got to keep pushing and things of that nature. So it was just a small tipping point. But really, like I said, when I went to church, I was praying to God the whole time. God, you gotta help me find a church home. You cause I grew up a preacher's kid, so my dad would always ask me like week after week, you found the church home? Not yet. You found the church home? Not yet. You found the church home? Not yet. And then it wasn't till then, and I used to get asked this almost every other week or every week while I was in college, and this was 2016 or 17, something like that. When I finally found the church home, and that was the turning point for me. Just really, I just gave everything over to God. Like, you got to help me with this. You see what I'm dealing with. You see what I'm going through. Yeah. I don't know what else to do, and that's why I'm grateful for my parents, my mom and my dad, because, they don't spoon feed me. They don't spoil me. They're there to help when I really, really, truly need them. But you also got to walk your journey with God, because you got to answer to God at the end of the day. So that's what it was for me. Like that period of just going to church, man, and just giving everything over to God and just walking in that each and every day. So that's what kind of started to change things around for me. And like I don't have no super deep answer, super deep story, and it may be super deep for somebody, but it was just really just giving everything over to God. Right? So, and that's what started it for me.
When you got shot, was there ever a moment or a thought like of wanting to get revenge?
Oh yeah, absolutely, for a long, long time. Yeah, a long time. Yeah, it was. It really was, and now, people ask me, would I take it back or something like that? I would say no, because of the man who I am now, where it brought me today. I wouldn't, Not to say I still couldn't become this man, but I know I'm here now because of that, because of that happening. So no, I wouldn't. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get revenge.
Yeah, me too. For you.
Oh yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. So shout out to everybody who was ready to ride for you, boy. I really appreciate y'all to this day, because I'm still hearing stories, to this day, every now and then about that night. So I guess I was loved.
Bro, I had an incident with. Had to think if I want to say this on the show. I had a situation with a female, who talked to one of the dudes who has, I guess, supposedly done it. I brought this to you. I said something to you about it. I don't know if you remember. I ain't gonna say the name or nothing. But I'm like, motherfucker can get him. Like that's easy. Like I had a thought of it, and this was 2 years ago. It's not even that long ago. This was like 2 years ago. Like, motherfucker could get him. Because it's like, you know, I can remember. I mean, I just speaking from my perspective or whatever, like from the day of when I first heard about it, it's like, I remember Mika Franklin, the girl I used to deal with, her sister called me and said, you know, Frederick got shot.
Yeah.
Out of here. Like, you know, because she don't text me. I'm like, why are you texting me? Some crazy shit like this. Then I know it was real. It happened. It's like, all right. And automatically, you know, these little thoughts started to creep in my head. Like, and I try to get a hold of my emotions. Yeah, it's like, because that's what I'm a master of in the moment. And that's unfortunately, because that's not good. Yeah, you know, like in the moment, I'm like, all right, get a handle on my emotion and start being calculated and thinking and stuff. And it's like, you know, of course, that's the first thought, revenge. Well, and it's crazy. The first thought wasn't even, are you okay? The first thought was revenge. And you're like, you know, like, you know, and then it's like you figuring it out. You hearing stories. You like, all right, and you know, you start to figure out like, well, even if you don't go get the suspect or you don't really know. You never really know. True. So it's like, we'll just wait it out and see, and time will tell, you know. But hey, like you said though, I never even thought about it in that way. Because I mean, listen. We grew up together. Like, we was fucking sleaze balls, bro. Like to an extent, like, you know, me probably worse than y'all. Nah, Dre probably the worst, actually. But we was, cause so it's like, no doubt. Imagine this. Like, cause you know I'm rock and rolling, cause at the time I'm already knowing that you fucking, I'm thinking you out of here. When I'm seeing you playing football, I'm thinking, oh, he out of here, cuz, and go to the NFL. I'm having these conversations with people. Yeah, I got a little cousin, he play out in Cumberland. He going to the NFL, and when he go, nigga, it's on. Like, we're going to have millions. Like, shit going to be on. I know he going to pitch me a few of them. We're going to go get some guns. We're going to get some dope. It's like, that's my mind when I'm thinking. I was like, God did, unfortunately, it was an unfortunate circumstance to make it happen. God did right, because just imagine if you had went to the NFL and got millions of dollars at that time, cause it would have been so bad. Yeah, it would have been so bad.
And that's what my wife tells me all the time. She's like, God knew what he was doing, because you was a mess before you had money for real. But imagine if you would have had money back then to be in the way that you were back then. Like, oh yeah, cuz
it would have been so bad. It would have been so bad. Like, that shit would have been.
We see it all the time now. We would have been right in that cruise, some one of them cruises somewhere. But yeah, that's truth though, man.
Yeah. Like, like, all right, so they'll tell them what we would have been into doing. But
absolutely,
it was 100% devastating for me to see that moment. But you know, you move on, and then you see, like I said, you see the man that you become. And you know, I tell you this often. I tell other people this. I bring on, like, I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you made the decision to you know, just step into your faith. I feel like you became a better person, and that focus, it is contagious. Because you becoming a better person ultimately leads to, and setting that example, getting married, doing things the right way. Yeah. You know, I feel like that transferred to myself, to Dre. You know, it's always been us, like the three. I feel like that transferred to both of us. It may not always stick, especially with me and Dre, but I think that transferred over to us, and nah, man, I think that you living in your purpose though. Yeah. From the outside looking in.
And that's how I feel now. I truly do, man. And the life I have now, like, I went after it. You see, I wanted to be married. I wanted to, you know, deeply serve in church. I wanted a son, and still want even more kids. Like, the life that I have now, like, I went after, and there's still a lot of other things that I'm going after now. Like, I just look at my life now compared to back then, you know, it's a completely 180, like, cause I'm ordained deacon, operational leader for a major healthcare company, got a wife, I got a son, published author, working on my second book, like, mentor, you know, motivational speaker. Like, I do all of that, like, because it's me serving. Yeah, that's how I look at it. It's me truly helping somebody else become better at the end of the day. It's not just about me only. It's about my family. It's about others. And, you know, and that's just where my heart is now. Just really just going after the life I want, and within that, you know, my goal is to uplift and inspire other people the best way that I can, you know. So, man, that's me, man. I just try to be righteous in everything I do and everything I say, you know. And I ain't perfect. I'm human. I still make my mistakes and stuff, but you know, that's just what like you said, focus. That's what I focus on now. You know, more importantly, I don't focus on stuff that don't matter. You know. Yeah. So, and one of the guys that I like listening to a lot is Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said, you know, what was his quote? It slipped my mind. He said, once you know where you're headed in life, you automatically know which roads don't lead there. Right. So I always avoid those roads and pursue the roads that'll help me get to where I want to be. So,
because you have some direction.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. There's a picture that it's funny you said that, because there's a picture that I always post of me and you when we were sitting in front of my Buick.
The beard,
yeah. And I want to ask you, at any moment at that time, did you ever think that you would be the person that you are now?
Absolutely not. Cause I went through so many different just changes then. Cause like then it was just wanted to be a football star, wanted to be the playboy, wanted to be a so-called rapper, you know. So
you was good at all of those things, by the way. Let me say that. And I'm biased, but you was good at all of those things. I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, but you know that's where my mind was. Like, you know, I mean, it was what it was.
Yeah,
you know, that's just where my mind was. It wasn't on none of this, like none of this at all. So,
yeah, no, I got a bias, but to me, you was good at all of those things. I feel like it ain't too many things that I done seen you try, if any, that you hadn't been necessarily good at, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I said, I don't know. I might need to ask Dre if he feel away when I say that you were my favorite football player. Right, but he was my second favorite, though, for sure.
He knew I was the coach. He knew I was a different speed. I was a different level.
Yeah, like, you know, he was just different. And I said it, though. You know, but, yeah, and I was just thinking back then and just thinking about all them times and, like, you know, even all of us just seeing where we are now, how we existing and just trying to figure it out and make things happen, bro. It seems so surreal sometimes.
It do. Like, it really do. And my wife, you know, she always asks me, did you think you would be here with all of this? And I tell her, you know, I did, but not as quickly as it came. You know, for me, it was maybe it been a little further out, you know, but I mean, I definitely saw myself where I am now as far as the wife and the kids and stuff, but not as quickly as it came. Well, it might not be quick for some people. Who knows? But for me, you know, I thought it was going to be a little further out because I thought I was going to be doing other things. But, you know, but I'm grateful, man. I'm so grateful. I really am.
How important is marriage?
For me, or you talking about in general? Or
for you?
Man, extremely important, extremely important. You know, one of my things that my pastor says, and I try to live by every single day, like your marriage is your ministry. So every single day, you know, so the Bible says the two become one, right? So anytime the two becomes one, there's going to be some merging, and within their merging, there's going to be some friction. There's going to be some conflicts, some arguments, and solutions and things like that. But one of the things that I always tell people is don't look for somebody you can be perfect with because we make mistakes. Look for somebody that you can put up with. Right. Because although y'all going to have arguments, although there's going to be some friction, you got to say, ask yourself, do I still love this person? Do I still like this person? If so, then I can still put up with this person. You know, I love my wife and I can put up with her every single day and don't want to put up with any other woman. Yeah. So, I mean, marriage is definitely important. You know, it's my ministry. I put it first in everything that we do. You know, there's no I, you know, when it comes to just marriage between either her problems or my problems, you know, it's a us problem, it's a we problem. So, and that's how I look at everything, you know, when it comes to that, because if it's affecting her, it's affecting me. If it's affecting me, it's affecting her. Now we got the little man, you know, we got to make sure that, you know, he right too. So, but yeah, marriage is extremely important to me, and I try to be the best husband that I can be every single day.
Yeah, no, I see it, bro. I see it. You know, I see it. Like you know, I can definitely appreciate the man that you become, for sure. Just, you know, speaking from as an older cousin, just somebody who watch you and we've been locked in, been around each other from the beginning. I definitely see the man that you become, and you know, definitely proud of it. Being a father now, how's that?
Excuse me. Man, I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I mean, I just be so ready to get home and, just to see him and, whenever he's visiting his grandparents or something, just always FaceTime him to see what he's doing. And man, just watching him grow, his personality, and like, man, he don't sit down at all.
Yeah.
Man, he is a go-getter. He like to get up and move, man. But man, I love it. Like every single day, and every day ain't easy. I'll be, for the people who don't, every day ain't easy, being a father, but we got to put that hat on, and still, make sure that they get the TLC that they need as being lead, in a household, lead in marriage and stuff. But man, I love it, man. I really do.
Yeah. Have you got your first dad yet? Him calling you dad?
Oh yeah, he been saying dad was his first word. He say dad every day.
Yeah.
He hardly ever say mama. Yeah. She be mad about it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he know dad. He know dad all day long.
Is that weird? Being called dad?
No, I don't think it's weird at all. It just for me, it gives me joy if he doing something. Like I got him a golf club. I had to get him a golf club. And he be swinging or something. He might pick up a ball and drop it. He might say something like "Hunt that dad" or "Dad." So man, whatever he doing, and that dad handed me something or want to get down or something. Man, just give me joy every single time, man. Just hearing that dad.
Yeah, for me, man, it was. You know what? Dad wasn't that weird, but daddy, like my son, I come pick him up, or I just FaceTime him today. Actually, he was doing like some little tutoring. For tutoring, that's crazy. He's doing tutoring for school, and I called him and he said, "Oh, I was on FaceTime with his mom." He said, "Oh, what's up, Dad?" I'm somebody's dad.
Yeah,
like it just,
absolutely.
I don't know. Every time, like it just, it freaked me out a little bit. It feel weird. I'm like, I'm actually somebody that I watched him in front of my brothers be like, "Dad, I am," because they proper as shit. Like, "Dad, I am something that he was saying," and my brothers, I caught them smirking. Because I know it's weird to them too. Like somebody, they baby brother. Somebody call him dad.
I got a question for you.
Okay,
and it's what I'm working on. So, how do you balance being as a father, being empathetic, and also being firm and showing your son masculinity, but also being empathetic to letting them to know it's okay with your feelings? Like, what's the balance for that for you? Like, how do you deal with that with him?
You know what I learned, cuz masculinity, I had to redefine that.
Oh, talk to me.
I had to redefine masculinity because in my mind, masculinity was rough. It was picking up wrestling and all of that. But in actuality, masculinity for me and for my boy, was me coming in, letting my presence be known and standing over him with a stern face and saying, "Give me a hug, baby, I love you," and giving him a big hug. And being like like that gorilla hugging his little, you see the gorillas and like being that for him and just pouring in and being, because his mother loves softly. She loves softly, but I love hard. I teach him how to love hard. I teach him how to boast and have that superior position and stand up and back straight and express himself and all of that. I had to redefine masculinity because I was fooled. I thought that masculinity was anger, rough, get your ass up, cussing at him and all of that. "Oh, you fall, get up." Now actually it's masculinity for me and my boy was when he fell, it's allowing him to work through it, standing off of him, then coming to him and saying, "Baby, are you all right?" And I don't know if you remember this, but it's been years ago. He was like 1 year. He was like one. We all came to see the family for the first time, me, him, and Tyra, and how he didn't even want to go to his mama.
It was an Oak Hill one.
Yeah, it was like Oak Hill. And you'll probably notice this with your boy too. If you show him, this is how you know if you're doing right or you living well in your masculinity. If you go to if something happened, like he's scared or something, and he run to you, you'll know. Like he can go to mama because he want the love and all that, but like if he's afraid and he go to you because he know like, oh, that big dude over there, that dude is always there to protect. bro, it's nothing like it. And then when he was afraid of Oak Hill, that's exactly what he did. He came to me and he stuck to me, would not go to his mama. And it's like, all right, I'm doing something right.
Yeah. That's a solid answer, man. I like that answer. And that's what I'm just learning as a father. Because I don't want to be too firm. I don't want to be too strict. And so it's just me balancing that, you know, that intimacy, that empathetic, you know, and also the firmness and the masculinity. But I definitely like how you described it with you and your son. So, you know, first time father, so I'm learning.
No, I love on him, man. I love on him intensely. Like he actually gets tired of me. It's always, Dad, get back, move, Stinky. That's what he called me, Stinky.
Yeah.
Like he, you know, but it's like I know that matters though. That matters to say, man, give your dad a hug, give your dad a kiss on the cheek. Like we be too afraid out of fear, because I mean we can call spade. Every man is afraid of this. Every straight heterosexual man is afraid that his son gonna be gay. It's like I don't want him to be gay, you know, for a bunch of reasons. But one in particular is I want him to, you know, have kids and have a wife, and I want that to be a thing.
Yep.
And like, you know, you fight against that, but man, I pour into him so much and I love on him so much, and it's so much like love with me and him that a lot of times it's smothering him. He like, Dad, all right. I gave you 3 hugs today. But I caught myself telling them once, like, dude, I wish I had a father like me.
Yeah.
That's an affirmation to me too, because it's like, or that's reaffirming to me, because I said to myself, that's when I know that I'm doing right. When I look at how I conduct myself with him and I'm saying like, damn, I wish that I had this, or damn, you know, it's like, you know, I took him to an NFL game, girl.
Yeah.
Like,
I know he was hyped and enjoying it.
That shit was not happening for me. Like, NFL game, I'd be lucky to, you know, it's dudes that got more stories with my father than I do as kids, you know.
Man, that say a lot though, man. Like you just taking him to the NFL game, but like you coming up, like that wasn't nowhere in the picture. It's just that exposure. Like, yeah, man, that's good.
He getting to see new shit and experience new things. It's like the story how the thing goes. There is a fear though. There's a fear that I will make him softer. And his life is going to be substantially easier than what mine was. That's just the reality of it. Because our grandmother used to say that every generation get weaker but wiser, you know. And there's a reason for that. You get weaker because you get wiser. Yeah. When you don't have to, if you can look at it from the most primitive standpoint, when you don't have to be in the jungle anymore, hiding in the trees and all that from the predators, you wise up and start making like strong houses that can hold you, or you build weapons that so you can defend yourself and you're not as afraid anymore. You get wiser. You're wiser in the moment. You're able to settle down because you don't have to worry about predators. Yeah. You can start like, hey, how does this grow? How does this do? And you can start reimagining that. You get wiser, but also in turn, because of that, you don't have to run away all the time or get stronger. You get weaker.
That's true. That's a good metaphor.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm fighting with him, is not to make him weaker, and I do that through exercise. Like I'll make him get out and exercise, like because I have to give him something. It's a crazy balance for being a father, because you balance in between being this source of love and light for him and protection, but you also balancing being the thing that the person that creates some sort of adversity for him, because we need that. Kids need that. He needs something to overcome, you know, and that's also something that motivates me to be better, because if he could see, oh, my father is great. Yeah. That's something for him to try to attain.
Yep. Give him some fear, something, a foundation, you know, to go off to build off of.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And you wrote the book Reaching for Better. Yeah. We talked about this on the show before. Yeah. Your book as a whole. They can go back and watch an old episode if they want to really, like, you know, figure out the whole meaning and motivation behind the book and everything. But you're working on the second book right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So my second book is called Leadership. And basically the idea that prompted this book is I really feel like God has blessed me to lead in a lot of areas in my life. Like I said, in my profession, in ministry, at church, you know, just within business, within my marriage, within my household. So my goal is to write a book to help other people become leaders, you know. Right. And, you know, because I feel like at some point somebody needs to lead or wants to lead at something that they're doing in their life. And, you know, what I like about it, the characteristics and the traits is it not only will it help you become a great leader, but it help you become a great person in general. So, and you can, so you don't have to just feel like you need to be a leader in your profession. It can help you if you want to lead in your marriage. It can help you if you want to lead in your business. If you want to lead in church, whatever the case it may be. It's for any person that has any desire to be a leader, or maybe you just want to increase your skill sets. So that's what I'm working on. So yeah, it's going to be called leadership. Going from good to great.
No, I like that. Do you pretty much done with it, or is you?
No, I'm not done. Nowhere near done with it. Yeah, I'm probably like 3 chapters in right now,
and it takes time.
Yeah, it does, and I like I don't just throw anything together. When it comes to writing a book, I really take time and free write. I really look at examples that I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, or maybe other people. So it's really a real book. It's like nothing is just thrown together. And like what I'm gonna tell people is I'm not just selling you a book. I'm selling you a transformation to be a better person in general. So if you have those desires, that's what it's for. So it's a lot of real situations, real characteristics, things of that nature that will go in the book. So I'm really, and I'm like you said, I'm really, taking my time with it because I wanted to be like one of my greatest books ever. Doing my due diligence with it.
Yeah, and I know we talked about privately, and I won't say too much publicly, but what you want to go from a marketing standpoint, or where you want this book to go as a whole, and I believe you can get there, and that'll be huge because so far we all been self-published, and it's like, but if you can go to the next steps and next level, that'll be huge.
So I'm gonna tell you now, if your superintendents, your parents, if you work in the school profession, so if you over any board, sit on a board, anything like that, if they need some leadership training, give them a contact information now, because once it gets going, it's going. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Hell yeah. And you do a lot of speaking engagements too.
I do, and it's so crazy because I also be having to turn a lot down, man. Just because, if you want me to be honest, just because of my profession. So it's a few that I have to turn down, and I don't just visibly, just go out and, informing people that I'm speaking and stuff like that. But yeah, I do. And I really love doing it. And I want to do it full time. Matter of fact, I'm going to be doing it full time one day. But yeah, it's something that I just have to turn down just due to scheduling. And I'm like I said, I'm also making sure that my marriage is taken care of first too. So it isn't a big priority or anything like that right now. But I mean, if anybody wants, to book me or something like that, then they can definitely message me and we can work something out if, everything is, applicable and lines up. But man, I love doing it, man. I just feel like I'm in purpose when I'm doing it, And like, it gives me that feeling of like I get when I was playing football, and at the end of the day, like I said, I look at it as serving. I look at it as me helping other people to become better, So, and I'm always encouraging them, telling them about my story, what I went through, and how I got to where I am now, and also, assisting with any pain points that they have. But for the most part, people want to hear my story. People want to hear my story, man. I went through a lot to get to where I am today,
And a lot of it you can't even fully tell them. And I was privy to all of it firsthand, so it's like a lot we can't even say. So, and if, one day when you do get to that highest level and you really start giving it to them, it's gonna be crazy when you really start telling everything. But man, I seen it for myself. Like, again, I'm biased, but I just seeing you speak, like even when last you spoke at our uncle funeral, just seeing you get up and speak. Like I told you, you asked, did I do how I do? Cause I'm like, man, you killed that shit. Like when I first came, it was like that football shit again. When we on the church, I'm cussing him. I'm like, you killed that shit. Cause like this after a funeral, but you did though. It is what it is. You did. And my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, it's because I really take my time. I really put my heart and soul into what I'm getting ready to speak as if it would be my last speech, and I'm trying to help somebody become better. I don't just try to piece something together, piece by piece. Like I really speak, man, with a passion.
Yeah.
I really speak with a passion and I try to be as educational as possible if it's that type. But yeah, man, I just speak with passion. Like that's what it's about, man. Passion and purpose.
And I'm an information head, so that's all I do is sit and like read stuff, like stuff that don't have anything to do with me. So for you to even in a point, I tell you that was what was most attractive to the stories of what you said this last time to me is that it was something that I didn't know, and it's like wow, that don't happen to me. Not too much that I hear or see something that I don't know, and it's like oh okay, so that's one point right there. But even besides that. You spoke with purpose and you spoke with conviction. And as a person who sit and watch a lot of people speak, I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that. Yeah, no, for sure, man. I think, it's going to work out for you. It's been working out for you.
Yeah.
I think you've been killing it, man. Yeah, you've been killing it. And, like I said, I want you to be successful in everything that you do.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Yeah,
likewise.
For sure. And you've been killing it. And, man, I can't wait to see what the journey look like.
Yeah, man. I'm on it, man. I'm taking it a step at a time. I really am.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, if I make it, we all make it.
For sure, son. Hey, listen, you know it. I think it's I feel like we change the narrative of our changing the narrative of our family. That's why I said on the last show. It's like, associated with our family name, it could be some it's a lot of good associated with our family name, but it can be like it'll be like at times like, oh, you crazy, like them crosses, like that type of stuff, right? And it's like that was a part of me helping breaking the generational curses, like teaching my son because he act just like our folks. And I say our folks, he act like me. All right, I say he act like me, but it's seeing that. It's like I hate calling that a curse. I think it's more of a defense mechanism, but I also see that and I try to change that within him, but I can also appreciate it because it's that tenacity and that fearlessness.
Yeah.
I think that helped our family and in turn help us. It's just we're doing something different with that energy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we have to, we like I said, we have to change the narrative because, just from coming from where we coming from, grew up, how we came up and things like that, It's just it's so much out here now, and we see that every single day, and it's so much to just become a better person, help our little ones to become a better person, and that's what it's about. Like just going after that positivity, going after that purpose, and lifting them up and encouraging them, and just man, just being that the leaders, just leading, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate you coming on, cuz.
Yeah. And before we end, hold up. Man, I want to people say flowers. I'm gonna give you flowers, but I want to give you respect, man.
Okay.
Even more. Why? Because personally, I know everything that you deal with. I know everything that you have going on as far as your business, your profession, with your mother, with your son. They say jack of all trades and a master of none. But I always add to that quote and say, but still better than a master of one. You're a man who wear many hats, man, and you wear those hats like with loyalty. You wear them with love. You wear them with respect. And I believe, man, 99% of anybody in your position will fold and you don't. And man, I just want to tell you, man, to keep the focus, keep the positivity, keep the love, keep it going, man, because I really do believe that God will continue to bless, your hard work and your dedication of you pouring into other people. At some point, he's going to have to pour into you too. So, man, I really want to give you your flower, give you your respect, man, and just tell you to stay strong because on the outside looking in, I know it ain't easy, if somebody else may be, but nah, man, you do a whole lot, like a whole lot. When I say a whole lot, y'all, this man got a whole lot going on. But for me, you manage it extremely well, like extremely well. And I believe most people would have been through the towel and you haven't, man. And I pray you don't.
Oh, yeah.
I respect you for that, man.
I appreciate it more. I appreciate it for sure. For sure, I appreciate it. Love you.
Love you too, man.
No surrender, no retreat. But listen, this is the ChoppedByT podcast where we get real, raw, authentic conversations. Until next time.
Peace.